Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. pipe on a patio. It is a beautiful, beautiful day here today. Just gorgeous weather. Low 70s, low to mid 70s. I'm smoking the Strada Volare today. Beautiful bent bulldog, slightly bent bulldog. Normally this is a pipe I smoke my burleys in. It's a great one for PS 61. That's usually what I smoke in, but today I'm smoking some Pirate's Booty from Joseph Borish, one of our YTPC members. He's also a member of the San Diego Pipe Club, my old stomping grounds back when I lived in San Diego. It's a wonderful, wonderful blend. Man, this stuff is so good. Just a terrific blend. Just so good. I mean, this stuff is just so dang good. I am just loving this stuff. So it's about 10 after 4 in the afternoon here. Absolutely just stunningly beautiful. Birds are singing. The bluebirds were flying all over the place this morning and last night. They were just everywhere, which was great to see. I hung up a bat house on the front of the barn last night. We finally saw some bats flying around out here, and I saw a lot of bats out here the other night. And so we bought a bat house, hung it up on the front of the barn. We'll probably get a couple more and hang them up out there as well. Bats are great to have around to get rid of the insects. So we put one up. We'll see if we can draw any bats to it. They're cool, man. I love bats. And boy, we had them the other night. We had them. Oh, there were just thousands of them out here. It was great. It was great to see. We hadn't seen any bats in we hadn't been out real late at night at the dusk hours, I guess, and we just hadn't seen them. We were out doing some planting and yard work and stuff at dusk, and boy, they were everywhere. It was awesome. So Denny went out and she bought a bat house. We mounted it on the front of the barn last night. McKinley and I went out and mounted it on the front of the barn, and I think we'll get at least 2 more. There's definitely room for a couple more out there. 2 or 3 more, 4 more probably, if they're attracted to it. If we can get them to you know, go into it and be attracted and go in there and nest in it and stuff, then definitely we'll get more. I'll put them all along the front of that barn and on the back side too. We'll put all kinds of them up. But they I'm looking forward to seeing if we get any in there. I was reading up on bats, and they were saying that they can eat between 2,000 and 5,000 insects in a night. And that's okay with me. And we've got some endangered bats in this area, so if we can help anyway in that, get them around, keep them around, I'm all for that. I love bats. I just think they're fascinating animals. They get a bad rap, but they're good to have around. When I was very young, my buddy Bob and I used to go hunting. I was 18 years old. We used to go hunting on the weekends, usually on Sunday mornings, either Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, whichever day we would have off. His uncle was a caretaker on a ranch out in East San Diego, way out in the East County. So we'd get up super early. We'd leave about 4 in the morning. We'd drive out to Dulzura. It was out in Dulzura, California, East County, San Diego. And they were being overrun by rabbits out there. And so they gave us permission to come out. The ranch owner of the ranch told us, you guys can come out here and get these jackrabbits all you want. Just come out, and they're pests, they're eating the crops. So all the farmers out there would grant us permission to come out on their land and just take as many as we could. And they were everywhere. I mean, they're just ruining the crops out there. And so we'd get out there, break of dawn, and we'd hunt until sunset, and just take as many as we could. And they loved us out there. But at sunrise or sunset, the bats would come out. And they would there would be thousands and thousands and thousands of bats out there, just eating all the mosquitoes and the bugs, and any bugs that were flying around. They were just diving and just getting those bugs. And we'd just sit there hours just watching the bats, man. It was just fascinating to watch them. And ever since then, I've just been fascinated by bats because they were just so, they flew so erratic, and you just think, how do they get anything, you know? And supposedly they're, you know, they don't see very well, but they use like sonar type stuff to I don't know how they do it, but they get their bugs, and I don't know how true all that is. I you know, they use some kind of sonar to get around. But man, they're so erratic in their flight and everything, and it's they are just fascinating creatures to watch. We just sat out on the front porch and just watched them flying around for a good half hour the other night. My wife was just hooting and hollering because she was so happy to see them. Sadie and McKinley were just kind of looking at my wife like, you are nuts, you are just goofy. Well, McKinley wasn't, because she likes them too. She was happy to see them, but Sadie was just like, you are goofy, Mom. Bats fascinate me. I wouldn't want them in the house, let's put it that way, but I love seeing them outside the house. But it's I'm just living the dream here. I really am. I just can't believe how blessed and tickled pink I am to be here, and just I got blue jays over here in the corner playing around, and the bluebirds have been flying all over the place. We had a bluebird fly into the window out in front, kamikazed itself, killed itself, and wasn't happy about that. We get them every once in a while flying right into the windows, and I don't know what the deal is with that. We have had reports of the bird flu going around, and they say that that is a sign of it, is we're flying into windows, that they kind of lose their sense of whatever, I don't know, and they'll start flying into windows. Sad to see. I hate to see any bird, any animal, hurt itself like that. Especially a bluebird, because the bluebirds are fighting to get themselves back into. They were almost endangered here. And they put up these, I don't know if you can see right back here, this little thing right here. Those are bluebird houses that the county has come out and put up with permission. Well, that's city land back there anyway. I don't own that part. But we have those on our property as well out in front. They came out and put a bunch up, not a bunch, but several on our property. I'd like to get some more put up actually. But they have to put pairs. They can't put just one. And or they won't, for some reason they won't use them if there's just one. And so they put pairs. There's one there, and then there's one over on this side over here. And in a month we have to take out the bluebird nest out of them, or the wrens will come and use them. And if the wrens use them, then the bluebirds won't get them back. So the wrens will come and take over the bluebird nest, and then next spring the bluebirds will come to use them, and the wrens will have their nest in there, and the wrens will kick the bluebirds out. So we have to remove the bluebird's nest so that when the bluebirds come back, they'll make a new nest in it, because the wrens will take over the nest if we leave the nest in there. When the wrens are mean, they're mean little birds. And they'll kick the bluebirds right out of there, babies and all. And supposedly the bluebirds' nests are just beautiful. So when we take them out, I'll show one to you. Supposedly the bluebirds just make these immaculate, beautiful nests. So it'll be interesting to see. The bluebirds have been flying all around. In the mornings when I'm sitting on the couch in the living room, and I put seed in the feeders out here, and the bluebirds will come around, and man, they flutter. They literally flutter in like circles, and all around outside the windows, and you can just see them playing and fluttering around, and God, they're just so beautiful to watch. But the trees are starting to change here in my yard, a couple of them. It's just so nice out today. So I used to get so excited about the doves coming to visit on the porch in San Diego, and now I've got every kind of bird I can think of. I get the doves, still get the doves, which I love. I love doves. Man, I'm getting so many different kinds of birds and animals. My wife and McKinley went and bought some native Virginia native plants that are pollinator friendly. And they planted those out in front. We removed a juniper, big juniper that was out there. Not a fan of juniper plants. They just seem to breed spiders. And so we removed that plant. It was a big one in the corner. Took up a big corner spot, so we moved that. Sadie and McKinley and I and Denny were out there pulling the roots of that out. Sadie was an animal, and she loves doing anything that she could show off her strength on. She loves doing. She was out there doing that, and McKinley was pulling and digging, and that's about gone. And we got that all cleared out, nice clear space in there, and so they bought some native Virginia plants that are good pollinator plants. And man, we've already got butterflies, bees and stuff buzzing around out there, and it's so neat. And it's just so neat seeing all those pollinators coming by already. And hummingbirds, we got hummingbirds all over the place because we have hummingbird feeders hanging all around the house that we keep filled up. And those suckers are thirsty. They'll go through those hummingbird feeders in a matter of days. They are fun to watch, hummingbirds. So we just filled up our seed bucket. Just bought another 35 pounds of seed and filled up two bags, 35-pound bags of seed. One's for wild bird seed, and then one is a flat, I forget the name of it, it's flat black seed that looks like a sunbird, looks like a sunflower seed. And they just love that seed. That seems to be their favorite seed. So I bought a whole bag of that because they just go for that before they even start with the other seeds. That stuff's all gone. So I'm gonna just get another feeder just for that because they love that stuff. I can't remember the name, but I'll have to look at the bag and see what it is. And they go for that stuff. Especially the bigger birds. But I'll get a separate feeder just for that. It's funny watching the little Carolina chickadees and getting up in that little white bench looks like a swing. Looks like a porch swing that's a feeder. Little Carolina chickadees get up in there, man. They'll get 3 or 4 up in there, and they'll just start going away in there, and pretty soon they'll start chasing each other out. It's so funny, and they'll come back in. And it's fun to watch them. I could sit and watch the birds. I need to start drinking coffee. That's what I need to do. Sadie works at Starbucks now. And I give them one of their perks is they give them a free coffee, pounds, so many pounds of coffee every month. And she hasn't taken advantage of that yet. because nobody really drinks coffee here. They drink all the frou coffee drinks, but they don't drink just regular coffee. So I need to get a little coffee maker, and I can start brewing little cups of coffee and start drinking coffee in the morning, and start using some of that free coffee that she gets from Starbucks. I've had a Starbucks coffee, and I thought it was tasted like it was burnt, so I wasn't a big fan of Starbucks. I'm not a big coffee drinker to begin with, but I thought that coffee that I had from Starbucks tasted burnt to me, and it was probably just a very dark roasted. So I told her to get some light roasted coffees. Bring those home for me to try. So if anybody has any recommendations of a light roasted coffee from Starbucks, it doesn't taste like it's been cremated, let me know. Because Sadie doesn't know, she's not a real coffee drinker, she's just a chocolatey, drinks. Anyhow, wow, this one got away from me. Sorry, guys. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one.